something came to mind. It's when someone has built some positivity towards you. Where it makes it easier for you. If I've said, Lundi, you look good. Tomorrow when I say that glasses don't look good on you, you will know that I mean no harm, right? So sometimes with women, you will only get, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, never true. You did that right. Yes. So in the sisterhood, I think it's very important to highlight people's strength, people's capabilities, when they celebrate them, when they achieve something good, so that even when the day that comes when you need to sit them down, whether you use maybe it's something that maybe they need to sit down with themselves and whatnot, they will receive it well.
There's nothing wrong with being checked. At the end of the day, you must understand as a person, there's nothing wrong with being checked. And if your girlfriend is gonna check you, sit through it.
Exactly.
Sit through it. Exactly. Learn from it and keep it moving. You don't have to climb the walls now and be like, why would you say something like that? Like, let's sit down, relax, let me check you, and then we'll move on. Like, there's something that my friends, you guys have had it. I've had an intervention. They gathered together and I was the center of it all. My friends came for me. They checked my ass. Like,
doesn't that make you feel the love of sisterhood?
I didn't at that time. I was like, like, who the hell do they think they are?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, a day later, one of them calls me. I'm thinking, should I answer? Because I'm still mad. Why would you do that to me? And just like, I answered the phone and the first thing she said was like, Sapati. I was like, no, but why would you say that? Why would you even say that? And she said, everything I said to you is all. I meant it. I'm not going to retract a single thing. But everything, any shilo when are we having lunch? I had to go back and be like, okay, why don't you want to receive what they were telling you? And then I had to check myself after. It was like, you're tripping, relax, it's not that deep. But check it now, moving forward, you know what to do better. And that's when I kind of learned as well, Uguti, as a person you need to check yourself. Sometimes it comes with the little things. If you're watching something on TV and then you make a comment, you can tell when a comment didn't sit well, even with yourself.
It's true.
So I would make it in a form of, to me, comedy to me. I'll be like, okay, stop it. That's nonsense. Don't do that. Don't say such things.
I think the other thing is that we take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
We really need to lighten up and learn to laugh at your mistakes. It's okay. You don't have to be walking around beating yourself up and say, I made a mistake, you made a mistake. Can you move on from it? Can you forgive yourself and just move on from it?
Definitely. Okay, cool. We can't have this conversation alone, as if Namuntu who's listening and watching. We've got comments. We've got voice notes as well. I think we're gonna start with the voice notes. Should we start with the voice notes? Start with the comments. Can we start with the voice notes and then we'll come back and do the comments. After the comments, we get to the poor head Down syndrome, and we want to get to the bottom of it today. Or maybe let's start with the comments while the voice notes are loading. Let's start with the comments. So this one says, good day. Sisterhood is basically the family you choose. You become each other's keeper, help each other achieve dreams and support each other like family. It seems very simple, but it gets complicated because people want to see you win but not doing better than them, which is sad. There's enough room for all of us to win. We need to come to a point where we know that one sister's win is a win for all of us, especially as Black women, because there's a system in place that make it more difficult for us too. If we can carry each other in prayer, it becomes easier to do that physically as well. So prayer is very important to sustain good sisterhood. Poor her Down syndrome. Okay, we'll come back to that. So that's pretty much her definition of sisterhood. Do you have any comments?
I think she mentioned something about prayer, right? I think one thing that I learned from prayer is discipline. discipline you. You develop this consciousness, right, within you that you're not gonna miss it. When you're wrong, you're gonna feel it. You can be stubborn and choose not to listen, but you're gonna feel it. And I think that's the beauty of prayer. So I think that in my prayer time, like even with, if I know that's okay, you're my close friend, I make sure that, you know, we grow that prayerful lifestyle together, so that even when we have to each other, you know,
a family that prays together.
exactly, you know, they stay together. So
I'm not gonna say anything about that. You know why? You know why I don't wanna say it? Because you understand that sometimes I may be a believer, and the people I interact with or friends with, they're like, this whole church and praying thing of yours, I don't get it. They believe in their own thing.
I know that, and I have friends who are just, you know, yeah, I believe, or
yeah, they're like, I believe in the
exactly,
higher power.
exactly.
I know there is a higher power. In which form it doesn't.
But for me, I pray for all my friends, like all of them, because that doesn't necessarily help just me, because maybe I have that consciousness. It helps them too, because I believe that prayer works, you know. So whether or not they believe or they don't, I still pray for them.
That's their permission to pray for them.
That's true. That is true. Do you have any comments with you before we play the voice notes? No. Okay, cool. Let's play the voice notes.
Hi guys, my definition of sisterhood wouldn't necessarily be sisters or anything like that. It is a bond you form with other hands, and a truly meaningful bond that is, you know, where you get to be yourself and you truly get to share who you are and your problems, and you know, it's a genuine thing. That's what sisterhood means to me, and we're there for each other, you know, in every kind of way. So that is sisterhood.
So that's pretty much everything. We pretty much said everything that we spoke about. Can we quickly move to pull her down syndrome? What comes to your mind when people speak of pull her down syndrome? Have you had an experience with that? Have you pulled someone down?
You know what? I'm gonna go back to the pain that comes with brokenness of sisterhood. Because honestly, this thing is painful, guys. It's really, really painful.
What is that?
The pull down,
the pull her down
syndrome.
Yeah.
It's when you actually know the negativity that you're projecting towards someone. And maybe because of what they're doing, which is better, or because of it's aligned with jealousy kind of thing, you know. So for me, that's where it comes from. It's when you see someone and you purposefully project your negativity. It could be in any different forms, right? But you project your negativity towards someone. It could be maybe, let me not send her that document that I know she needs for. It's happening in the workplace. It's happening. People see that you need something and it's gonna enable you,
so true.
and then they don't send it to you. And I think that's one of the things, you know. But yeah, it's a painful thing.
It is.
Ooh,
It is a painful thing. I wanted to cut off someone because I felt I don't think it has anything to do with pull her down syndrome, but maybe borderline pull her down, you know. But I felt like every time things are going okay, you are nowhere to be found. When I'm happy, she's not around. As soon as I'm going through the most, she wants to be there and pick up the pieces. And I'm like, how does my misery give you so much joy? You know? I don't know if that is or borderline pull her down. I was like, how is it okay for you when I want to celebrate it, when things are going well and I want you to be there, I want to celebrate, I want to do this, you're nowhere to be found. As soon as I'm like, oh, this is happening, and you want to be that person and just wants to save me and be the savior, I'm like, that doesn't sit well with me, because I want us to be in each other's lives regardless of what's going on. Does that qualify as a pull her down, or
I think
not?
yes, because I think from my side personally, it has been when me and my friends have been friends for such a long time, right? And I didn't see anything wrong until my things started going well, right? And then it was that thing where people make nasty comments towards you and the things that are going on in your life, and you're like, but
Sandra.
exactly.
So
So
to get to that point of being cruel. What do you think? Because obviously I don't think we'll, but based from your observation, what could possibly push a woman to being a
It's
cruella?
this artificial love, you know, and I will love you as long as I am higher than you, or I will love you as long as you stay where you are, you know. The minute I start seeing progress, then they reel me, which means, that person never loved you in the first place.
exactly.
You know, all what your progress is doing is just amplifying what was already there. Really, really. So we.
Have you ever found yourselves in that situation where you're like, this person is doing the most and I'm not happy about it? And maybe get to a point where you show them, I'm not happy about what you're doing the most and just flourishing in front of me.
So I wanna talk about the realness of jealousy, right? Jealousy is a real feeling. Everybody does feel jealous towards something at some point. It's how you deal with it that actually allows you maybe to act a certain way. So I have felt like, oh my God, how dare you just become this great, But one thing that I know, well, for me, I believe that if you're doing this great, how are you doing it? How can you help me? Kind of thing, to get there. I think I sit myself and I allow myself to see it for what it is. Because for me, honestly, success excites me.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It excites me.
again, that was another person I had to cut off my life. I was like, I just can't reconcile the feelings of being okay with you succeeding the way you do. I think maybe also it was the stage I was in life. And I was just going through my own things, and I was like, this is not good for me.
Oh, lonely.
Instead
of projecting something.
Instead of projecting, and also instead of taking what was going on in their lives and find motivation, it would crush me, and I was like, I need to walk away from this friendship.
The important thing, I think, is
acquaintanceship
is to keep yourself grounded, and there's many ways that you can keep yourself grounded. For me, it's really prayer. Prayer really keeps me grounded. I cannot be, oh Lord God, bless me, my family, my husband, my everything. And I look at her, things are going so well, and I'm like, but how God is doing so well? Like, how do I expect God to give me this thing that I want so much, and when He gives it to somebody else, I'm not happy? If I cannot be happy for you when you're doing well, how does the Lord bless me with you cannot downsize what you want.
That's
so
a good
badly.
thing, because your frame of mind and your state of being
Yes,
is
this is
I
how-
wasn't even
no,
there. Like, I was just like,
But listen, Loni, you are a work in progress, and you constantly work on this thing. I don't know whether I was talking about this off air or on air to say, children from a young thing, you give them a doll and you tell them it's yours. It is mine. Nobody touches it. And so as a human being, there's just that level of selfishness and
it's
me, myself, and I. And these are the things when you are saying that you must constantly work on yourself. These are one of the things, Jealousy is one of them, And if you hold on, you choose to hold on to it, it will destroy you as a person. Hatred is one of it, so many other aspects, but those are the things that really hurt sisterhood. And if you don't work on it, on your private space, and learn to manage it, and let it not manage you, you can suppress these things to an extent where it does not exist in your life. It's a choice, and it's a constant working on self. But there must be a willingness.
in some way, form, or shape, we all have it in us.
True.
To be jealous.
True. It's
but now the important thing is being aware when these feelings surface.
When it pops.
Yeah.
You know what Joyce Meyer says? She says, many birds will fly around, but you know, it's up to you what you let nest. So some of these things is not necessarily jealousy. It's
Yeah.
actually thoughts that will come. Random thoughts will always come. But
Yeah.
it's what you choose to allow. That is what will eventually control your action. So
Yeah.
it will nest and it will become a part of you.
Yeah,
it will
with
become
that
part of your
manifesting.
character.
That is 100%
Yeah,
true.
You know, so I once read somewhere, they said, we are naturally selfish. Selflessness,
Yeah.
it's an effort.
Yes.
So by nature, you will always gonna choose you first. You will always
Yep.
want things to be, for you. And like she said, like Lisa said, if you develop that, that I'll say character, you stay grounded. Even when you're choosing you are able to think of someone else, on that
Yeah.
state.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of agree with her.
My grandmother said there's nothing wrong with selfishness. Just don't do it at the expense of the next person. At the expense of another person's feelings. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being selfish. Just not at the expense of another person's feelings. And I was like, okay. And I was young. I didn't understand. Only
Yeah.
now that I'm older, I was like, it actually makes sense. There's nothing wrong with me choosing me, but it shouldn't hurt the next person. You know, I should be able to move around spaces, be selfish, and still don't make it be a thing for the next person.
Yeah. No.
So
I felt that.
I guess when we're talking of pull her down syndrome is when you're not when I don't know whether I don't know. Do you think people who are pulling other women down do you think they are aware of what they're doing, or it's just the way of life and they're oblivious to the fact that whatever that they're doing it's hurting the next person?
Yeah, so I think it also it's one of the things. If you don't see your own lights, if you don't see your own lights, other people's lights always threatens you. I am proud to say that I am really, really content with who I am. That nobody else can be Zonda except me.
True.
And I can only be the best one that there is out there.
And
And-
that means success doesn't mean you're failing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And out of that loneliness, that's where I'm able to kind of like appreciate other people and still have sisterhood with people who are doing better than me. So to come to your question, you say, do they know? I think they fail to see the power within themselves. And then they get threatened by everything they see outside because it always feels like they're empty. Well, else they do have something. They're just not
We
aware.
all
So
have
they are.
something.
Yes.
We all have something.
We all
I
have
believe
something.
that.
So I guess it'll go back to the thing, if there is a problem, it cannot be fixed until
You are aware.
In order for you to fix a problem, you need to be aware.
That's where self-introspection, she's talking about,
Yes.
constantly just checking yourself. How am I doing in this area? And it will really help. We as women, this is Women's Month, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I agree.
No woman should be saying you're there, because once you say you're there, then you will stop growing.
True.
And the comparisons that we
They
have,
compare.
it's ridiculous. I saw something. Maybe I'm just blowing it out of proportion. I'm just sitting